Alright, before I get into the video, I want to say a few things. Thank you viewer for taking the time to look at my video, it means a lot. Also make sure to subscribe if you are new here. M asks me to turn down the volume on a lawnmower. A little bit of context: I'm 14 years old and I have no way of making money other than mowing lawns. My local church's lawn is huge and they pay my dad around 6-10K a year to do it, and he pays me $8 an hour, and we have to mow the lawn there every week and it takes us about 2 to 3 hours each time. So we arrive at the church, lift up the deck and release the straps and everything to get the mower off the trailer, and I get to use the zero turn this time. Fast forward about an hour and a half. I'm walking up. The church is next to a park. Could you turn down the volume off the mower please? My son doesn't like it. Yes, that's right. She asked me to turn down the volume. Me, sorry ma'am, it doesn't work that way. You can't just turn down the volume because it's not a TV. Obviously I knew what she meant, but if I turned it down it'd take ages to do the lawn. Fine then, I'll just tell your father. Me, go right ahead. He'll tell you the exact same thing except he'll make it a bigger problem for you. Fine. She didn't go to my father, she actually went back to the park and sat down with a crappy look on her face. Fast forward about 10 or so minutes and M was pissed. Walking over to me now, I was on the south field next to my dad's truck. Talking to my dad, your son is driving like a maniac. No, I wasn't. And he refuses to turn down the volume of the mower. And my son doesn't like loud noises. My dad, sorry, suck it up, he can't turn it down. He was using finger quotes, but what he can do is make it go slower, which makes it quieter. Looking for a chance to cut him off and be right, so the little b*tch lied to me. My dad, well yeah, but then it'd take us much longer to do our work. My dad then proceeds to grab the edger and walks off to the highway to edge, and I drive off to finish mowing. Had walked away with a furious look in her eyes, but she couldn't do anything about it. Entitled mother tries to take away my wheelchair so her daughter can sit down. Context: this happened before lockdown started in the UK. So the details of the story are not pinpoint accurate. Cast: me. Mum equals M. M equals dipshit. M's daughter equals D. Nurse equals N. I had a skiing accident while learning to ski with a friend. This was because we were going on holiday. It had been going quite well, but in the last 30 minutes I fell over and broke it. I was stretchered off the slope and taken to the hospital. When there I was given a wheelchair because I couldn't walk and didn't have crutches because it had just broken. We went into the waiting area and it was quite busy because this was back when everyone was taking their kids to the hospital because their child got a cold. Combine that with 2 serious accidents that came in and we had a long wait ahead of us. Thankfully the wheelchair was cushioned, which was nice for me. About 3 hours into the wait, a mother and daughter walk into the waiting room. This is M, and D has a face mask on and is looking worried. Go find a seat, D, while I sign in, but make sure it's away from people. D, but all the seats are close to each other and it's full. Well, find anyone and sit down. You're wearing a face mask. D looks around the room and spots one empty chair and sits down. Walks over. Where's my seat, D? D, this is the only empty one. Stands up for about an hour. She then scours the room and spots me in my nice comfy wheelchair. She starts walking over to me. Excuse me, young man? Me, yes. I can't help but notice that you're on a movable chair. Could I borrow that from you to sit next to my daughter? No sorry, my son is waiting on an X-ray and can't stand up. Well, if you haven't had an X-ray then you don't know if it's broken. I think it's broken because you can hear the clicking when you move it. Well, it's public property so you can't use it as your private property. Me, I seriously can't move, so can you leave me alone? Raises her voice for the waiting room to hear. What do you mean I can't have the chair? My daughter is very nervous and needs me to sit next to her. D looks down at the floor embarrassed. N, can I please have, me, for his x-ray? Me and M go into the x-ray and get the diagnosis that my leg is broken and get it cast. This takes about 3 hours and takes us till 2 in the morning. I'm then taken home, but while I'm going back through the waiting room I spot M and the color drops from her face as she realizes that my leg was actually broken. There was no arrest, no removing from the hospital, just a very conveniently timed nurse and a look of horror on M's face. Edit, just to be clear, the daughter is not entitled. I'm early, so where's my cake? Didn't happen to me, but a co-worker of mine. I work at a bakery in a grocery store not far from where I live. A few weeks ago, about the beginning of June, it was extremely crazy due to an onslaught of cake orders made for graduations and birthdays. Thankfully I didn't have to work that day, but the co-worker who the story is about told me of this woman who came in wanting a mermaid cake for her daughter. First thing I should mention, when we get a cake order we always write down what time we can expect to see the customer, that way we can sort the cakes based on how early they need to be prepared. Turns out this woman comes in an hour before the decorators had her order is finished, and rather than just do other shopping and come back, she stands right outside the bakery and impatiently waits for a cake and cupcakes, interrupting every now and then to ask how much longer it's going to be. So, the decorators are just scrambling to finish both orders for her. Once they're finally ready, the woman takes it and decides to balance the large box on the seat for small children at the front of her cart rather than making room for it in the basket. My co-worker warns her about the potential accident this is likely to end in, but the woman shrugs the warning off and basically ignores her. Well, she decides to go through self-checkout, and guess what happens? That's right, the cupcakes fall. She marches back over to the bakery fuming, like they had anything to do with the mess all the way from the other side of the store, and demands that they prepare more cupcakes for her. Grudgingly they fix what cupcakes they can and remake the ones that were beyond saving, all while she's bickering about there not being any help in the self-checkout area. Lady, it's self-freaking checkout. You help yourself. They were eventually able to get rid of her, but it backed them up on the rest of the orders they had to get done. Thankfully that was the only memorable entitled parent they had to deal with that day, or at least that's what my co-worker told me. M waits until I go to the bathroom and then lets her kid eat all my food at a restaurant. Hey guys, so been quite a while since I posted here. I was in luck, no EPS in sight for so long, but looks like my luck ran way out yesterday. Here we go. M, entitled mom. EK, spawn of Satan. DD, decent dad. AM, amazing manager. Alright, let's dive into some context here. So in my city, amid the whole pandemic, patio dining just started opening in restaurants. I've been super careful during this whole thing, social distancing, the whole bit. Yesterday I finally decided I wanted to go eat at a restaurant for the first time since March, and this one great restaurant near my house was doing patio dining. I show up and grab a table and place my order. Shortly after my food comes, M and EK take a seat at the table nearest to me. I really needed to pee and I had a whole bunch of stuff with me. I'd been running some errands, so I turned to M and asked if she would mind watching my stuff from her seat while I went to the bathroom. She was super sweet, "Oh sure honey, go ahead," and then I went on my way. But then oh lord. When I came back I didn't even know WTF I was looking at. There was the spawn of Satan sitting in my seat with his bare hands shoveling my food into his mouth. All of my bags were rummaged through and full of food from his dirty hands, and M was just sitting at her table scrolling through her phone. Me, wah, what the hell happened here? M, oh, hey sweetie. Looks like he took a real liking to your food. He just couldn't keep his paws off. Laughs. Me, ma'am, we're in the middle of a pandemic and you don't know where I've been and I don't know where your child's been, yet you thought we could just share food? He's eaten almost all of it. And what about my stuff? M, excuse me you mangy tween, I'm 19 BTW, I wasn't gonna say anything, but you don't need to be eating all of that food, unless you want to get fatter than you already are. I also don't like you implying that baby has something. As for your stuff, he saw some stupid knickknacks he wanted to play with in there. What did you want me to do about it? Quit whining and eat the rest of your food. Oof. I'm in no way overweight right now, but as someone who's struggled hard with eating disorders in the past, I was seeing red. Oh, and those stupid knickknacks she mentioned. 90% of it were birthday presents for my mom, whose birthday is coming up next weekend. Sigh. Oh, and all the while as we're arguing, EK is still eating. M and I start raising our voices when the AM finally comes out. M, thank God you're here. This mangy child is trying to take our food and our stuff right over here. I'd like you to call the police. He looked at M and then back at me and then back at M. AM, ma'am, I'm not sure if you're maybe not in the right mindset. You seem maybe a little unhinged, but I was actually here when this young lady came in and ordered. I actually brought her food out since we're understaffed. I mean, I surely could have mistaken you too if you weren't a hag, but unfortunately for you, shrugs. At this point a man arrives, RDD, I don't actually know for sure, but I'm assuming he showed up late to join the M and EK for lunch after work because he was on a call still. He noticed the commotion and with a "here we go again" look he hung up and came over. I explained the whole situation to him and the M gave her twisted side of the story and he immediately believed me, which makes me think that she's definitely pulled some BS like this before. DD, honey, let's just leave please, come on. AM, yeah, you guys are definitely leaving, but you still have this young lady's meal to pay for and whatever reimbursement is needed for these items you ruined, unless you'd like the police to be involved. M, ha, in your dreams. I'm not giving you or this child a penny. Let's go. Grabs the kid and starts leaving and motions for DD to follow her. DD really silently came up to me and AM and started apologizing profusely. And taking out money from his wallet to give to me. DD, here, please take this. I'm so sorry, genuinely I'm looking into a divorce currently with my lawyer, but she can't know about it just yet. Here, I'm really sorry about your stuff and your food. Please replace everything on me. I'm so sorry. He closed his wallet and left while still apologizing. I felt so bad for that guy, geez. I hope he gets out of that situation ASAP. Anyway, I think I find some comfort knowing that M has a surprise divorce fastball heading her way. That's gonna be a fun time for DD and pure amusement for little old me. TLDR, M wait for me to go to the bathroom at a restaurant and lets her EK eat all of my food and ruin my stuff. AM threatens with police and DD pays for damages. Entitled parents tries to steal my phone because I don't deserve it. Last night I was eating at a restaurant, just to like go outside for once, nothing much happened till I was about to leave. I left my phone at a table, then I washed my hands. When I come back I see a 50-year-old man at my table taking the phone. I ran to him, snatched my phone, and was about to leave when he said, "You don't deserve that phone." And then mutters about people like me being lazy and no for good human beings. I then argued with him. Me, I'm not a lazy son of a bitch. I think you are, because you don't even have a phone and steal other people's phones because you can't even get a job. Me, you're why people in your age get a bad reputation for being nothing for good human beings who are entitled. Ed, you're pathetic. You use phones and these new gadgets, you use them because you're lazy. You don't do anything yourself, all these machines do it for you since you're a lazy mother asterisker. And then M comes. M, why are you talking to my husband? Me, because he trying to steal my phone. M, well, he tried to steal your phone because you're an idiot. I told him to. Phones are so pathetic, it's a waste of money. I wanted to teach you a lesson about spending money on useless items like these. Me, don't question about how I spend my money. This is America where I can be free to do anything I want, and if I want to buy something, I would buy it. And then a waiter comes. W, What's going on here? Me, this old man tried to steal my phone. We tried to steal it because he doesn't deserve it. Then the waiter asked the manager to come, and then I asked to see the security cameras. After seeing the footage, the restaurant told me the next time I came there the meal would be free for the inconvenience and that the entitled parents were banned. Anyway, have a nice day. Edit, for the ones wondering why I left my phone, well, it's because the place has security cameras and only a few people were inside. Make sure to like, share, subscribe if you haven't done yet. Thanks for watching.